What's going on, everybody? It's your boy SBJ, back with another video. This time I got my man Chris with me. So, Batman vs. Superman review, full spoilers. So, if you have not seen the movie yet, do not watch this movie yet. I have a spoiler-free review that's up on the channel already. If you didn't see the movie but don't care, fine. Watch the video. Let's start with this review. If you saw the last video, you saw I gave it a 6 out of 10. I'll go deep into that in a minute, but what did you, if you had to rate out of 10, what would you give the video? I mean, the movie.
If I had to rate it, I would give it, I say 7.5 or 8, because the actual, what you seen on the screen, it was a lovely movie.
Beautiful.
But from the little bit I do know about the comics, the storyline was mixed. It left you scratching your head about a lot of the points they emphasized on there. Had you like, that's not really right, or that's not how it's supposed to go, or why is it like that? It was a lot of that type of stuff. And I'm not even like I said, I'm not the biggest comic. I kind of started, more recently, the past few years, looking into it a little bit. I just watch comics, comics and movies and stuff on free time. Like, I don't really dig deep into it. I don't research it a lot. But I know a little bit about Superman and Batman. And the storyline left me kind of like, that don't seem right. It was a lot of that type stuff.
All right, so, and it's funny because I kind of said in my review, my pre-thoughts, I kind of said that for your average person that isn't deep into the stuff, it might get a little complicated and they might leave some stuff, where the viewer is wondering like what's going on. I think most of that is a direct reflection of the fact that they're trying to rush to a point. DC is trying to be so different than Marvel that they basically gave you pre-Avengers as their first movie. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, in the MCU, Incredible Hulk is Incredible Hulk is the first movie. Some say Iron Man kicked everything off. So if you go at the end credit scenes of those movies, those did what the aim of Dawn of Justice was. They got you excited for what would potentially come eventually. Dawn of Justice decided to take that marketing idea and make it a whole movie. Right off the bat. So many people didn't like Man of Steel. And what do they do next? Jump right in. And it's definitely fun because the movie's so like crazy.
There's a lot of action.
It's a hell of a lot of action, man. There are some amazing parts.
Real good graphics in the movie.
To this movie. I'm gonna start off because I don't want too many people hating me. I'm gonna start off with the bad stuff. My number one biggest issue with this movie was the fight scene between Batman and Superman when they decided that they were going to work together. Alright, we watched this movie, and of course movies are always going to have some difference from the comic book. If you hear anybody complain in a review that, it wasn't like the comic book, shoot them. Or walk away. Something. Probably walk away.
Yeah,
Walk away is the better idea.
Uh-huh.
Shooting them probably wouldn't help. But anyway, so throughout this movie, the whole premise, the overarching premise of the movie is, to simplify, Batman feels as though Superman may be a threat to humanity. He feels this deep in his soul, to the point where he has nightmares about a situation directly involving Superman, taking over and being like this dictator type. So his sole motivation is to stop Superman so this possibility can't happen. That's his whole motivation through the majority of the movie. Approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes into the movie, he hears Superman say the name Martha. It initially sends him into a bit of a rage. He's about to kill Superman. He asks him how he knows that name. Superman says, "That's my mother." Instantly.
Man, we're friends.
We're friends. We're
Right.
best friends.
Right.
I don't know what I did in my life without you. I need to help you. That's horrible writing.
That's horrible, right?
That is horrible writing. No, just no. That you give us this. All right, I'll compare it to something else loosely. Loose comparison. People say Iron Man 2 was the worst Iron Man. Some people say it was the worst MCU movie. Period. One of the biggest reasons that people didn't like it was that you're led to believe for most of the movie that Ben Kingsley is the Mandarin. When you see that switch in his character more than halfway through the movie, it takes you out of the movie. It messes with your suspension of disbelief because it's such a dumb thing. That's how I felt about this. This entire movie, Batman is on, in his head, he's at war. Everybody knows Batman's superpower is prep time. This entire time he's been prepping to kill Superman. And now all of a sudden, you find out that his mother's name is the same name as your mother. First of all, you know he's an alien. You know he's not from here. So you know that's not his real mother. That's his adopted mother. Second of all, why does that change everything? How does that change anything? She's been his mother this whole time, and he, in your eyes, was still this person that you think he is.
And on top of it, Clark told him beforehand, Lex, what he did, why they were fighting.
Yep.
Shoot, Batman didn't care then.
Nope.
He knew that Lex had his mother. He didn't care then.
Simply because they shared the name.
That was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That's horrible writing. So that's my biggest issue. Now to some smaller issues. The editing was horrible. Not horrible. Horrible is the wrong word for that. I'm just so pissed about that Martha situation. The editing was pretty bad. There were times where the movie would just jump from scene to scene for no reason. Like, Batman's getting ready for the fight with Superman. Suddenly, for no reason other than to get a crowd reaction, the movie cuts to Wonder Woman checking her email of the Justice League members. So you see the video of Wonder Woman, you see the video of Flash, the video of Cyborg, the video of Aquaman. That was, now, to flip a little bit, that was a great moment. Amazing even. I loved it. The fan in me was like, oh my God.
It made you wonder,
What?
why is that here?
Right. but it was in the wrong spot. That could have been done 20 minutes earlier, and it would have had the same, if not a better effect. It wouldn't have disjointed the story. The story is disjointed. That's a great word for it. It's really disjointed. And it doesn't do much to explain to casual fans what's going on and why. Like I said, the only thing it pushed was Batman wanting to kill Superman because he feels he's a threat. And that just switched at the name of one person. Also, it's not too much more of it than that. Like I said in the other video, I don't like the color palette. Everything doesn't have to be so literally dark, so visually dark. Like, everything doesn't have to be super dark visually. The tone, I'm fine with the tone being serious. No problem with that whatsoever. The other issue I had, and it goes along with rushing, everything was crammed. Like 2 hours and 40 minutes for a movie, that's kind of on the long side, but they still tried to put too much into this 2 hours and 40 minutes. So Superman had his story. His story is dealing with people's perception of him. Batman had his story. His story is, I need to kill Superman because he's a threat. Okay, so Martha has her story. Oh, I have to show up in this movie to talk to Clark so that everybody realizes that I'm his mother, and then I'm going to be kidnapped to be a big plot point for why they're fighting, which wasn't really necessary. Wallace has his story. He got injured by Superman indirectly and ends up going on some type of a vendetta, and he's going to the court to to talk against Superman. The Senator has her own story. She has this issue with Lex, and she's trying to get to the bottom of the Superman stuff. Lex has his own story. He is not a fan of the whole Superman thing. He's not really a fan of the whole Batman thing. That's a lot. That is a lot to try to cram. Like, people having side stories. Like, as much as I hate the fact that Lois is always in some damn predicament, like, no matter where you see her, if you watch, like, any Superman, anything, she's always in some precarious predicament that she put herself in and needs to be saved. But that's her. That's who she is. Her story wasn't too much. Like, that was fine. They killed Jimmy Olsen. Why would you kill Jimmy Olsen in his first appearance? Anyway. Also, Doomsday. Doomsday was rushed completely. The name of the movie is Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. I feel like you didn't need both the Martha subplot and Doomsday in this movie.
One or the other.
Doomsday could have been the reason that they stopped fighting and decided to team up. I'm going to choose Doomsday over Martha because that shit was dumb. But Doomsday could have and should have been the reason they stopped fighting. I mean, in the comics, I believe Batman faked his death because he realized he couldn't win. That's fine too. That would have worked. But Doomsday, first of all, he was made from Zod. Never mind. I'm not even getting into that. But Doomsday was in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Getting beat up.
And then dies.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
this is Superman's greatest foe.
And it's like, he might as well just, y'all could have either brought him in earlier or waited for the next movie. Like, now he's gone.
Right. But why? What was the point of bringing him in for 10 minutes? And then the whole thing where Superman can hear Lois beating on a solid surface while she's underwater and he's like 100 feet away, but he couldn't hear the bomb in the courtroom that he was in.
Right.
And you know, people talking about, oh, he said he wasn't looking for it. Okay,
He wasn't
that's
looking
fine.
for Lois neither.
But yeah, he wasn't looking for Lois. I didn't think of that. He wasn't looking for Lois, and we see his super hearing powers at Lex's party. He wasn't looking for Bruce's communication device. He just so happened to hear it because he had super hearing. And then somebody said, "Oh, it's Lex Luthor. You gotta assume that since he's so smart, he's gonna devise a device that Superman can't detect and blah blah." No, you don't have to assume that because this is a movie. Like, we don't get enough to tell us that that's the case.
My biggest issue with the whole movie, I always was one that always thought Superman, I would pick Superman. Batman was Superman, I always pick Superman. I don't like how Batman made the perfect amount of weapons just to get Superman to say his mother's name, for them to be on teams. Doomsday's unstoppable, but oh wait, I had one more weapon and I didn't use just to kill Doomsday that we didn't know was coming. But that's the only weapon I have left. To me, that really bothered me. Because it's like, either you have spare, period, or they just find another way to kill him.
Right.
Like, how is it he made exactly enough weapons?
And to clear this up, that's not a slight on the story. That's a slight on the writing. Like, we hate when things are just so
It just
perfect.
falls into place.
Yeah.
Just so the good guys win.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't. No, just
what else? And at the end of the movie, granted, Batman doesn't have superpowers. He's a human being, a normal person. I get it. He was useless at the end, and to me, that just made Batman as a hero. Like, how many kids, Batman fans, what do you say to them? Watch it, seriously. Watching it, Batman was useless at the end of the movie. And it's like, it's no way, no cartoon, no comic book, no nothing. Batman's going to find a way to impact the fight if he's there.
All right, now, this is something we disagreed on. I said that, you know, going back to the whole superpower being prep time, I'm trying to live in the universe. So, in the universe, he didn't have time to prep for Doomsday. Realistically, Doomsday would have ripped him to shreds had he done anything more than he actually did. He ran point. So, I'm going to let that one slide. But that did remind me of my last negative thing. And I know it's a superhero movie. And again, I know Marvel has probably done this too. Really, we don't need the DC hate, Marvel love fanboys. No, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. So, Superman hears Lois banging on this solid material that a normal person wouldn't have been able to hear if they were in the same room. But whatever, he's Superman. Fine. But he gets her out of the water, realizes that the spear is underwater. He goes to get the spear. Now, it couldn't have been that far down because Lois had it.
In her hand.
So he goes to get it, and the effect of the kryptonite is so strong that he can't swim to the top. He can't swim. She has to pull him out of the water. Within 10 seconds, he's magically able to fly while holding the same spear.
That he couldn't break from under the water to not drown. He'd have drowned if Lois wasn't right there.
Yeah.
But now, I don't care, his arm is only going so far. He had the spear underwater. If it affected him that much, how could he fly away with it?
How?
How was he able to even use it?
Right. Yes, he was flying slow and low. Fine. But he couldn't swim. Like, you have to realize.
Normal people can swim.
Yeah.
So if it's not stopping him from flying, how is it stopping him from having any normal person functions?
Right.
Hey.
On top of that, Zod was shown in First Man of Steel to be as strong as or stronger than Superman. So Zod's already at or above Superman's level. Then he gets mutated into Doomsday. So this thing is stronger than you, but you're able to kill it with this spear that, anyway, that was stupid. But I'm done with the negative. Let's get on to the positive stuff. I absolutely loved how the movie began. When I realized that was just a different view
From Man
of Man of Steel,
yeah,
oh my God, I was like, that is so creative.
I think Batman was there the whole time.
Yes, that is so creative, and that is so amazing to have the foresight to actually use that in the new movie. Amazing. Also, other markout moments. Time traveling Flash. Oh my God! If we get Flashpoint in a movie, in a live action movie, of course it's going to be different, and it's probably not going to be as good as the DC animated version of Flashpoint. But whatever. If we get Flashpoint in a live action movie, seeing the whole Justice League Easter egg, I feel like it was a little bit shorter than I wanted. I did want to see more of each of them. Wonder Woman was amazing.
Me personally, the banging at the bottom, I thought that was when Aquaman was going. I think a lot of people
that would have fit.
That when Aquaman,
that would have fit.
Was underwater and Superman was nowhere to be found. Well, like you say, he magically just heard it.
Yeah.
From 100 feet away.
Yeah. Let's stop negative. Seeing the Flash twice. That's what I kind of see. That's why I thought, because you see the Flash in Bruce's Nightmare, and you see the Flash in the Flash Files. So, I kind of wanted more of them. I feel like I didn't want all of them in the first place. But since you're going to do it, go all the way. But I'm knocked out. Wonder Woman, oh my God.
She made the movie.
She did a great job.
Did.
That was a great choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for having any doubts about her being able to portray the Amazon. She did an amazing, like I said in my other review, for the majority of the time we were in the theater, people were relatively quiet. It wasn't a big group reaction.
And we saw the movie separate in the same exact way.
Wow.
Soon as Wonder Woman
first
came
big
with
the bracelets, everybody erupted. Oh my God, yo, yes.
Soon as Wonder Woman.
Amazing. And she was just as badass as she needed to be.
Me personally, I liked the Lex Luthor.
I love that
character. I think the person that he was a perfect fit.
I love Eisenberg.
That role beautifully.
See, and that's the thing. The people, and I hate to generalize like this because I feel like I'm doing the same thing that I'm telling them not to do. But the people that are super DC, blah blah blah, they picked that as their worst part of the movie. Now, I loved it. I am a fan of Jesse Eisenberg, so maybe I'm biased. I liked Jesse's portrayal. The best way I've heard it described, even though this person didn't like it either, but he said basically, don't come after me, please. I'm not saying that, and first of all, these aren't even my words. These are his words. But he said that Jesse Eisenberg attacked this role the same way that Heath Ledger attacked the Joker. Not saying it's the same type of performance, not saying that it's, no, just the dedication and the fact that he went all in with the role. That's what I'm talking about. Strictly the person to character, not how good the character was. No, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked. Actually, those were just so amazing. Like nothing else.
That's
really
amazing.
had
Yeah,
it.
I loved him.
Yeah.
'Cause I loved it. Like,
He was just so annoying, but yet scary, yet a dick.
crazy.
He was a dick.
Yeah, he was an asshole. He was.
But it worked for me. It worked for me. Ben Affleck as Batman, I'm sold.